Hi, my name is Caro. I'm the co-founder of Yin Yoga International, and in this training I will take care of your Yin Asana practice and functional anatomy.
Namaste, I'm Bruna, and during this training I will take care of the traditional Chinese medicine part, teaching theory and some also practical tools. We are starting a Yin TTC in Europe, 300 hours, south of France, and we will keep focusing in traditional Chinese medicine, functional anatomy and Yin. This will be the three legs that our trainings will have.
So the first question, what are you most looking forward to for this yoga teacher training?
I think the most I love about training people is seeing them as they come with their dreams, expectations, but then slowly they open up and then unfold their potential, which me and Bruna, we kind of drag and take a little bit further. So I really love these personal meetings with people's stories, dreams, expectations, plans for future, and what they're actually looking for in yoga. So I think I really love this potential and process to help it to grow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to have 1 week with the students and teachers and be able to share not only inside the class, being able also to see outside the change, questions, to learn from each other and see how what we learn together also change dynamics and reflections, and yeah, this is what I like about presential courses.
How is a Yin yoga teacher training different from a more Yang style yoga teacher training, you would say?
Beautiful question. I need a few seconds. I think what is different between Yin courses and Yang courses, that Yin takes you straight away to your personal experience, very meditative, or looking for your reflections on things, because it's just more space and silence for reflections in general. That in Yang styles we cover a lot of technicalities. Here also we do, including functional anatomy, the Chinese traditional medicine, but also just by the nature of this practice, people are very deep, very fast in the practice. So the group is always affected by the energy of Yin in the entire process. In Yang, it can happen. In some classes, it is more reflective, more meditative, but it's not so deep. Usually it's a little bit more technical, a little bit more active, a lot of fun. It's not that in Yin we don't have fun, but we have really sometimes profound moments of realization of this, what yoga is actually teaching us, who we are, and kind of penetrating deeper layers in ourselves. So I would say this is different energy in these trainings. What do you say? Did I catch it? Did I catch it?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you just said. Like, why should someone do a Yin over a Yang training?
I think they should do both. Yin and Yang, both trainings are important because they complement each other. What you benefit from training in Yin is that you will have this Yin approach to everything that you do. So in the training, we don't realize consciously, but day by day you see that there is more Yin attitude. So we are more tolerant, we are more flexible, we don't have so many goals, we respect more the timings of each other, we try to be always on time, but in Yang we are even 5 minutes before. In Yin it's more, there is more respect. It's not that we are just chaotic, but there is more time to things to happen or in its own than in Yang.
I would also say, when you say like this, I think it inspired me for one more answer. I think students finally stop comparing one to another, because in Yang trainings it's very often, despite the same principles apply, people have tendency to compare my practice with your practice. In Yin, you understand straight away. There is no comparison because we are so unique in the whole anatomy, but also emotional bodies, and I think people are relaxed by stopping to be kind of in comparison, right, with each other. I think they are more relaxed with their own practice. That's my I added.
Good.
So why are you doing the Yin teacher training in Europe? Why do you think it's needed right now to have a Yin teacher training here?
We are doing the trainings in Europe now because there is where we are. Caro and me right now we are in Europe, so it's not so easy to travel around, and also the students are around here, and we are discovering Europe.
I think if people want to experience something that used to be in India or in Asia in general, and they cannot travel, they at least can meet us, so we can transfer our heritage and the whole project to this part of the world. I think on the top of that, I think people need Yin after the collective trauma that we have with COVID and with this fear everywhere and not knowing what to expect. Everything is uncertain and everything is chaotic. And I think Yin helps you to accept the dark and the bright parts of the life and kind of process it in a very safe environment. And I think Yin is healing by nature and nurturing by nature. So I think also Europe needs us because the people were a little bit taken out of balance, and I think they can reconnect to the trust and themselves, their bodies, their minds, and kind of heal by also community and by being under good care.
I mean, you can use like previous examples of like past experiences, but how do you think people will arrive to the teacher training and how are they going to leave? Like, what's kind of the transformation?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think we never know exactly how much influence it will have on people, but I observe from the past experiences, people accept the softer, the more feminine, or if you prefer, the more nurturing version of themselves, because I think in West especially we are used to be stronger, better alignment, faster pace, more complex asanas as yoga community as well. We are healthier, we are more performative, we are more effective. I think what Yin does, these trainings though, are usually that people accept and love the soft part. I'm the best example. I was a very harsh person on myself and I always wanted to prove that I am the superwoman. And I think I loved the fact that I'm soft and I'm vulnerable and I like crying sometimes, and I'm not ashamed of this anymore. It's just part of me, and being emotional and being myself is okay. That I don't have to always be this stronger Caro. I can be just Yin Caro, and I really love this little girl who is like one more blanket and a little bit more cozy. So I think I observe this bigger acceptance and self-love in this direction, not having to prove anything to anyone anymore. I'm thinking if we have some good spectacular example from our past for that, how it transforms people.
I think people after they really get that all of us we are different, no? That our proportions are different, that when we do a shape or an asana we actually don't feel it in the same spot with the same intensity. This with Yin you get it for sure. Another thing no, but when you train in Yin you observe that everybody is really different, even though from outside they look similar. Also I think they have a lot of interest about traditional Chinese medicine. It's like they just get a little bit of the taste of it, and most of them they want to go deeper into Chinese medicine.
Actually, in fact, we have a few students who chose Chinese medicine studies after this training, thanks to Bruna. So yeah, I would agree.
Yes, thanks to Chinese medicine, that is super interesting. When you start, it's fascinating. Then also at the beginning is boom.
If you only could choose one word for the teacher training, what would you choose?
Whoa, what a question. Okay, I think I would choose, no surprise, laboratory, because I think it's the safe environment in which you can experiment with your concepts, new knowledge, old knowledge, play around and see how it goes and what you are actually, what you want to make out of these tools and knowledge and information. And you can test it in a very safe environment with very beautiful community that will help you to grow in certain directions. So if your experiment will succeed, we will tell you go for it. If your experiment will be controversial, we will give you red flags and what to be careful with. But the environment is safe because we are experienced teachers, we are experienced practitioners, so you can test your ideas in which direction you want to grow as a teacher. So I would say laboratory.
Diversity. During these trainings, we learn a lot of small tools, techniques, philosophies, disciplines, and then you have different parts that you can just combine on your own, and you have a beauty, tasty dish that you create yourself out of these ingredients that Caro and me provide, and also each student that you will meet, they also provide an ingredient, and then out of it you can make your own dish that you will love it.
The first module that will be at the end of October will be focused on nervous system, and it will be therapeutic part of Yin and restorative yoga. So we will learn a lot of nice tools to help people to rebalance themselves using Ayurveda, Yoga Nidra, sound healing, a lot of nice restorative tools from Chinese medicine, and a lot of restorative shapes from both Yin and restorative yoga.
In January, we will keep going with 5 elements according to traditional Chinese medicine and anatomy, functional anatomy of the spine. During this module, we will learn the main characteristics of the 5 elements according to traditional Chinese medicine and how to bring them into your yoga classes as a practitioner and as a teacher.
And in the third module, we'll continue this plot a little bit, but instead of meridians, you will learn acupressure points, and also we will dwell into fascia studies. So we will learn a lot about myofascial meridians and myofascial release, as well as hip anatomy.
You can also do 1 module only, you don't need to do 3 of them, but if you come to once, maybe you want to keep going. Hope to see you in France!
Ciao!